How do you feel about the impeachment of this president, the second impeachment?
Right.
Trump, President Trump, the second impeachment of President Trump. How do you feel about that?
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to know how do you think about the murders that's going on in big city now that we have the COVID and we have the curfew, and see like people still not abiding by the curfew,
Right.
listening to Miles Baraka when he's trying to ask people to stay in the house at a certain curfew
Right.
and not come out. But we still have people roaming the streets at a certain time. And we pick up the paper or we read the news the next day, we find out it was a murder somewhere. Or
Right.
what do you have to think? What do you think about those people that's not abiding by the law
Right.
of the land? And I want to know, how do you see the future for us? Because I feel as though a lot of this that's going on brings a lot of anxiety to people.
Right.
And some people want some sort of comfort.
Right.
They want to feel from a veteran sort of you.
Right.
And they want to know, how is Street Doctor, how would he deal with this? And what would he do? What would he say for
Right.
all the stuff that's going on? I would like to know from you, brother. We all would like to know.
Right.
How would you change it? What would you tell Donald Trump on his way out? How do you feel? How your people feel about him and his cronies? And one other last thing, do you have any ideas that you could bring to the table for our city to better ourselves, thinking-wise, and what level everything is on now? Because, you know, you are a veteran to these streets.
Right.
We are showing you flowers now. Not when you're gone. We showing you now.
Right.
You know, all the plaques in the world shows that you stepped up.
Right.
Now we want to hear how it is that how do you feel about everything that's going on now in 2020, everything that happened in 2020 and
Right.
the future, 2021.
Right. First of all, brother, it's an honor meeting you. Everything that you just said, my hair is sticking up because you said all the right things, brother. Everything you said is the right things. So I'm gonna try to deal with all this in a nutshell. I have 20 years on the street, well, 21 years this year, and it's bad, brother. And the reason why it's bad, because we taking this as a joke. First of all, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled is to convince the people he don't exist. And this is Trump. He's a racist. His actions speak louder than words. He's a liar, and I don't like using that because who am I as to say that a person is a liar, because we all human beings. And everybody have good in them, but his bad is outweighing his good. And he using this format is, in my opinion, is the start of a racist war. And we done seen little bit results. Now, everybody is saying why. Another thing I want to speak on with this, taking this needle. Hey, you is, if this man say run, I'm gonna walk, okay? He's not no good advisor. And we running down to take these needles and we don't read. They got an old saying, anytime you want to hide a secret from a black person, you put it in a book, because we don't like to read. We just take everything as it goes, and he's not no good advisor. Now, the homeless, the only thing you didn't mention, but it all ties in. About a couple of months ago, down at Penn Station, this lady flushed her baby down the toilet. Yeah, brother, it's some deep stuff. So that's how bad it is down there. We've been taking coats and stuff like that. And you got a lot of people in Newark thank God, I don't want to mention no names or nothing because it's a few of them, churches and whatever. And they say, they got an Ethiopian proverb that say when spider webs unite together, they can tie up a lion. That's the first cousin of it take a village to raise a child. Uh, no village no more. I mean, this thing that's going on with this virus thing, and you said it, brother, you know, who really cares? You know, like the mask thing. I know it's uncomfortable or whatever, but I call it little hinges swing big doors. These masses, they do something. I mean, better than not wearing them. Okay, going to the murders, as you know, starting in one of the police killed this guy, and then you had a couple other murders. People are suffering out there, and they don't know what to do. So we have to have a lot of people that's conscious, right, is to come to their rescue. We gotta help, okay? As you know, I'm going through my little medical thing, but it's a saying, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, live as though this your last day, you know? So what we gonna do when we leave here? What have you done while you was here? So that's my thing. Then they got another book that I read by the Vikings. The Vikings say, "Let me die with my sword in my hand." This is my sword, my king. Okay, and as you don't know, 1983. I never forget this, brother. I'm introducing myself now. It's a mission. If it was a job, I would have been quit. 1983, June the 13th, I heard these words: "You have a right to remain silent." 2000, I heard these words: "Street doctor, I was under Earl Best, ready and out with everything." So that's 17 years. After the 17 years, I did 10 years, brother, in solitary confinement. I read one book a day. The last book I read was called "What Makes the Grape Great." See, if I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. So I became a lawyer. I became what you would call a first cousin of Malcolm X. As you know, when he went in Detroit Red, and he came out as Malcolm X. The only thing that I couldn't get that Malcolm got, he learned the whole dictionary. But it's one thing that I got that Malcolm didn't get. It's 86,400 seconds in a day. It's 1,759 Rice Krispies in the box.